BlackRock and the World Economic Forum quietly laid out a plan to end the middle-class home ownership by 2030. The documents are public. The timeline is real. Here's exactly what they have already done. In 2016, the World Economic Forum published their vision for 2030. 90% of private cars eliminated, cities redesigned, housing shared, not owned. They called it progress. Then they started executing it. In 1970, a house cost 2.4 times the average yearly salary. Today, it is 7.1 times. Your father bought a home at 25 on one income. You cannot afford one at 35 with two incomes. Here's a graph of home prices versus wage growth since 2020. So since 2020, the math was stacked against you. Home prices up 53%, rent up 26%, car insurance up 37%, wages up just only 12%. You are not falling behind because you're lazy. The gap was engineered. In 2024, BlackRock purchased over 300,000 single-family homes, all in cold cash. They outbid real families by 20 to 50%. They rented those same homes back to the market at 40% more. They are not investing in real estate. They are buying your future and charging you rent for it. This is where it ends if nothing changes. You will not buy a car. You will subscribe to one. You will not own a home. You will rent a box. Everything you need turned into a monthly payment forever. You work 50 hours a week and still barely break even. You save every dollar you can and it disappears anyway. You play by every rule they gave you. It still feel like you're suffocating and the next phase is already rolling out quietly. And that will be digital IDs, every transaction traced, programmable money that expires if you do not spend it right. They do not need to ban ownership directly. They just need to make independence impossible. Every engineered crisis follows the same script. The poor and the middle class absorb the damage. The wealthy reposition and walk out richer. Every single time. It's a scam.
One of the things that I learned from whistleblowers from the cabal itself is that they have to work within something they call the rules. And this is very, very important. The rules are a body of spiritual principles that they must follow in order to be allowed to exist. Now, what do I mean by allowed to exist? I mean that they are aware that there are benevolent forces that will prevent them from achieving their goals unless we give them permission to enslave us.
We cannot give them our consent. That's their only opening. It's like the rules of vampires. They cannot enter your home unless you invite them. We must stand against this tyrannical system. If we are not careful, we will be under a global, digitized, totalitarian prison state. Something straight out of an Orwellian nightmare, engineered and controlled by the deep state. Chipped, tracked, and traced, like cattle, only to be worked to death and discarded like trash.
ICE is buying incinerators, and now we have proof. A Navy contract was just released showing the Navy is managing the construction of a massive network of immigration detention centers across the nation. And what's included in the contract is extremely disturbing. It describes tent cities that can hold 10,000 people each with a specific provision for biohazard incinerators under the medical and death section. That means they are specifically planning for death and choosing to burn the evidence right there on site. The reason DHS is paying the Navy $55 billion for this is so they can get this nationwide network of giant detention centers with infrastructure for handling death built as quickly as possible. And they tried to do it quietly by updating the Navy's existing contract to make this deal instead of creating a new contract specifically for this.
Comfort slows you down? Reach for natural relief. Night and Day Hemp's extra strength CBD pain relief balm melts into aching muscles, delivering warmth you can feel. Soothe your body naturally. Feel free to move again. Night and Day Hemp balm melts away tension so you can enjoy every moment. Feel the difference fast. Real relief, real results. Order now at Night and Day Herbals.